Hello everyone, welcome to Lukman IS. Today we are going to have the Hindu analysis of 7th May 2021. We all hope that you all are safe and staying home and doing your preparation. Okay, let us take overview of all these articles. Today's important articles related to mains examination. First article, social murder and missing state. So the context of the article, it is talking about the abdication of responsibility by the government in protecting lives of the people during the pandemic situation in India. Along with that, the article is also having some important terminologies related to the kind of, let's say, lack of accountability that the state is facing at present. Along with that, the present situation in India of COVID-19 pandemic second wave. Okay, so from ethics perspective, along with the society, those who are having sociology optional, that is also important. Some philosophical aspects are discussed. A very good article written here. Next, what's Facebook's oversight board? So from governance perspective, we are let's say facing many such problems like all these tech giant companies, and the responsibility and the accountability of these companies by the sovereign states or the governments, how it can be done, and the self-regulatory mechanism and the oversight mechanisms of these companies. So one of that is Facebook's oversight board. So what do you let's say understand by this board? What is the constitution and its working, and why it was in news recently? Lastly, some important COVID-19 related developments at national stage that we are having the follow-up on daily basis, and developments at international level, some important news at international level. Okay, so let us take overview and now go into details of all these articles. Yes, social murder and missing state, a very good article on page number 6, editorial page, having the context that failure of the state to deal with COVID-19 pandemic situation in India. Okay, so it is to some extent critically analyzing the role played by state in effectively dealing with this COVID-19 pandemic. Okay, so let us try to understand. Some philosophical aspects are involved here. For example, this Friedrich Engels. Friedrich Engels, he is a German philosopher, and he is saying that the present situation that we are facing in India is equivalent to social murder. Basically, this philosopher explained this term social murder in 18th century, 19th century, when there was industrial revolution in UK and there was class division. The ruling class and the worker class division was there, and English ruling class and the state had created such horrendous working and living conditions of the workers without necessary of life that they suffer not only ill health but meet early deaths. Okay, so they faced many such pandemics at that time, and there was lack of health facilities and appropriate standard of life from the state, and that's why the early deaths and mass deaths occurred in that state. This is called as social murder. Why it is called as social murder? Because no one person can be held responsible for death of the people. Okay, it is invisible, or we can say the murder is disguised. No man sees the murderer and death appears to be a natural one. So can we compare such kind of situation in India? Looking at the first wave of pandemic last year, the situation faced by the migrant laborers, the reverse migration that we faced, and many people died out of hunger and exhaustion, that they had to walk back to their homes because of this situation, because of lack of livelihood, because of lack of, let's say, food grains, and that's why they faced hunger and death. So can we say that it is a natural death or any kind of social murder in India? The present situation in India, where there is a denial of oxygen supply, we can say that it is administrative failure, and the oxygen supply is not timely, we have, let's say, example of Delhi state. We have seen the situation wherein there was some kind of, let's say, obstruction to the free flow of oxygen supply by some of the states administration, and yes, the government, though delayed the decisions, now is supplying some let's say oxygen to Delhi state recent times. Okay, so to some extent it can be related to the term social murder. Okay, though it is harsh, but yes, this is the social murder we can mention like this, because the German philosopher, you can give the reference Friedrich Engels, reference to this philosopher. Now also we have to understand the present situation where state is actually responsible or can be held responsible for the present pandemic or second wave of the pandemic that India is facing. For example, when ordinary people without access to expert advice are asked to own up to their mistakes, powerful actors such as Election Commission of India holding an 8-phase election in West Bengal, the Uttarakhand Chief Minister justifying Kumbh Mela, and the Prime Minister exulting about the size of an election rally crowd in West Bengal on a day when over 2 lakh Indians were newly infected by coronavirus. So can we say that to some extent state is also responsible? Yes, you can give the reference to the Madras High Court recent observation that ECI is solely responsible for the present situation in Tamil Nadu or overall country faced by the, let's say, this facing this pandemic. Okay, so yes, such kind of oral observations were made by the Madras High Court. Along with that, recently Ahmedabad High Court has also said that this is nothing more than the genocide. Okay, so you can give such references of these observations made by the high courts wherein the state has been made responsible for the present situation. Along with that, the patrimonial state. Now the article or the writer is comparing the present state in India as patrimonial state. Now this patrimonial state, what sociologist Max Weber defines this patrimonial state as a ruler exercising a traditional form of authority which rests on the sanctity of immemorial traditions, in contrast to the rule based on rational legal bureaucracy or impersonal rules. Now those who are having public administration optional, they know about this Weber's rational legal bureaucracy. Okay, so yes, this is also part of your GS4 ethics paper, because Max Weber, question based on Max Weber's bureaucracy is already asked in mains examination recently, and therefore you need to be aware about this rational legal bureaucracy. Rational legal bureaucracy says or talks about the rule based administration or bureaucracy, rule based, hierarchy based, neutral and anonymous bureaucracy. Okay, all these are features of rational legal bureaucracy. So for general study students, this information is important, and wherein the decisions are taken on the merit basis and not on the basis of emotions. Okay. So this is how the rational legal bureaucracy is talking about. However, this is the basis for this bureaucracy or impersonal rules. Rather, this patrimonial state or patrimonialism exercises the traditional form of authority which rests on traditions and not on rational legal aspects. Okay. Along with that, though it is the ideal typical patrimonialism depending on tradition, the particular one which is found in India, it is highly personalized and centralized form of rule, and it is not based on hereditary kinship ties or personal allegiance, rather the ideology of religious majoritarianism as well as nationalism and legitimized by election wins. That is how the writer is comparing the present state in India. Okay. Along with that, the patrimonial government which prided itself as Mai Baap Sarkar, or we can say that always promoted the Sabka Saath Sabka Vikas, the government overnight transforms itself into one which asks citizens to fend for themselves, whether it is by procuring oxygen cylinders or arranging ambulances. So, this is how we can say that the social Darwinism, this has resulted into social Darwinism. Try to remember these let's say terms, words, you can use them in your essay paper also. You can use them in your essay paper. What do you mean by social Darwinism? We know that Darwin's theory of evolution, wherein the dominant species in the competition for the evolution, or we can say for survival, the survival of fittest philosophy of Darwin basically talks about in general competition among the species, and the strongest emerge as victorious and lives onwards. So, social Darwinism is that those who are powerful in terms of their socio-economic status, they will only survive, while the weaker sections, poorer sections, those who are lower, having lower social status, they will not survive here. Okay, so this is called as social Darwinism. We can relate this to the present society in India, wherein the poor people, or we can say those marginal sections of the society, they face problems in access to the healthcare, they face problem to the access to the education, quality education. Now the online education during the pandemic, they are facing the problem, right? And they do not have the livelihood options now when there is lockdown in different states. Okay, this is how we have to understand the social Darwinism. Along with that, there is lack of accountability and scrutiny of this state. Let's say if we compare with the Scandinavian countries like Sweden, the Swedish Prime Minister was recently subjected to the questioning by Constitutional Committee on COVID-19 handling. However, the present state, Indian state, has no means of ensuring a critical scrutiny of chronology of government decisions that had led to current crisis. Yes, we do not have such kind of, let's say, checks and balances, though they are mentioned in the constitution. However, to some extent, the state is moving towards a majoritarian state, absolute state, and there is no check on its power, or we can say the constitutional scrutiny in India. To some extent, the role is being played proactively by the Supreme Court and different high courts at present. To some extent, I am saying that. Okay. Yes, there is caution maintained by the Supreme Court and high courts. So, ultimately, what we can say as a way forward, unless people become citizens and not subjects under the patrimonial rule, the calamitous clouds is the sign, or are the signs of bleak future for Indian democracy as well. Okay, so it is actually threat to Indian democracy, such kind of rule. So we can say that instead of only remaining as a subjects, we need to become citizen. What do you mean by being the citizen here? Is first thing, we should be aware about the government decisions. We should be aware about whether the government is being proactive or passive in dealing with this COVID-19 situation. We need to ask questions to the government. We need to ask question to the government. Then only democracy will progress. Then only the democracy will be progress. And third thing, we need to be aware here that instead of, let's say, not only we let's say need to question, also we need to be cooperative in a sense to the state as well as fellow citizens. Okay, so this is how the proactive role should be played by the people of the country, especially those people who are having the responsible positions in the society, in the country. Okay. So this is how the writer is talking about need of people becoming citizens. Unless, yes, what kind of question can be asked here? Unless people become citizens and not subjects, there is threat to democracy and life of the people. Analyze the statement with reference to contemporary situation in India. So basically the context, you can relate this to the COVID-19 situation and how state is failing to effectively deal with this situation. Fine? Yes. So sociology, society and ethics, you need to remember the philosophical aspect, patrimonial state, then social murder, and the third term, social Darwinism. Very, very important terms. You can use them in essay paper also. Okay. Next. What's Facebook Oversight Board? Now, why this is important is that in recent times, social media platforms have grown into such a big size, or these tech giants, these tech companies have grown into such large size that they have become so powerful or more powerful than the state also. And that's why at the same time there are some, let's say, threats. There are some threats. What kind of threats? The cyber security threats, or we can say incitement to the violence, hate speeches, or let's say communal violence, racial violence, or threat to democracy, free and fair elections. All these are threats posed by the social media and the content which is circulated on the social media. And that's why it is being said that some kind of regulation over this content spreading over the social media platforms is important. And that's why to some extent the experts are of the view that there should not be state regulation, because it is kind of media. Media should not have state regulation, otherwise it will stifle down the freedom of speech and expression, the more important, let's say, fundamental right, even in Indian Constitution, that is mentioned under Article 19. Okay, and that's why it is being said that it is the self-regulation by these companies which is more important. Yes, we know that in print media or electronic media also, the self-regulation mechanisms, regulatory mechanisms are promoted even in India. So similar kind of self-regulation should be promoted by these tech companies. And one of the example here is the oversight board of Facebook company. Okay, we know that Facebook is a very, very large social media platform all over the world, and yes, to some extent this social media platform influences many aspects of life in different countries, be it political, social or economic life. And that's why the regulation of content over this platform or spreading over this platform is important, and the self-regulation, such kind of oversight board is very important. So yes, you can give such kind of way forward also when we talk about the self-regulation of this content in the social media platforms. Yes, why it was in news? The context is Facebook's oversight board upheld the social media network's decision on January 7 to block the then US President Donald Trump from its platform. Facebook had decided to indefinitely block Mr. Trump from using the platform to incite the violence, insurrection against a democratically elected government. That's why his account was indefinitely blocked or suspended. Now that's why it was in news. Some basics about this board. The oversight board has been set up as an independent body that will help Facebook figure out what content can be allowed on the platform and what ought to be removed. Okay, along with that, the website, the Facebook as well as its users can refer cases to the board. It started taking up cases last October 2020, and the website of the oversight board lists 20 members of this board. 20 members. Okay, so different expertise, noted personalities all over the world, they are appointed as members of this board, and the decisions of the board are binding on the Facebook. Now this is good thing, right? So whatever the decisions are taken by the board, this is binding on the company to follow them. So this is the oversight board mechanism. What was the present ruling on Trump case? We know that in January how different events unfolded in US after the election results were declared in US presidential elections, right? So to some extent the earlier president's social media handle, Facebook handles, they were also responsible for, let's say, incitement of violence here. So board did upheld the Facebook decision to block Mr. Trump, but it said that it was not appropriate for Facebook to impose the indeterminate and standardless penalty of indefinite suspension. Basically, the Facebook does not have such kind of response of indefinite suspension. What are the responses? Yes, usually responded violations by either removing such content or suspending the user for a specific time period or effecting permanent ban. So neither of three options were exercised here. A new kind of option, indefinite suspension. So indefinite suspension are not part of its response mix, which has been flagged by the board. Now some recommendations are also given by the Facebook. So you can use them in general terms also. The board wants Facebook to act quickly when it comes to content of political nature coming from influential users like Mr. Trump at that time. Yes, it is applied in India also. Next, its idea is to escalate such content to a specialized staff as also assess potential harms from such accounts. It also wants Facebook to be more transparent about its policies regarding assistance to the investigations as well as its penalty rules. So transparency regarding these policies is also important. It also wants Facebook to comprehensively review its potential contribution to the narrative of electoral fraud and exacerbated tensions that culminated in the violence in the US on 6th January. Okay, so yes, all these recommendations in this particular ruling given by oversight board. So yes, there can be direct or indirect question in GS2 paper, governance part, very important. Yes, explain the in-house mechanism of Facebook company to ensure grievance redressal to its users and ensure free flow of information on social media platform. Such kind of question. Already UPC has asked question regarding social media platforms and their regulation. Yes, or let's say related to Information Technology Act 2000. Yes, all these things are, let's say, related to the freedom of speech and expression, fundamental right under Article 19 and relevant laws, rules in India. Okay, yes. Now, some important COVID-19 related developments. Yes, the Supreme Court has asked central government, union government to start preparation for oxygen allocations to the states and its supply and distribution ahead of third wave of COVID-19 pandemic. Now, the Supreme Court has asked to draw up, let's say, a plan for dealing with the third wave of COVID-19 pandemic in advance. Along with that, court drew the attention of the government to the reports that children may be affected in next wave. Okay, there are some reports, expert reviews that in next wave, we have seen in first wave, the aged people were largely affected. In this second wave, even younger population are getting infected more and more, and there are chances that in third wave, the children may be affected more. Next, the real-time reportage of court proceedings, including the oral exchanges in courtroom between the judge and the lawyers, is a part of right to freedom of speech. Basically, this is the observation of Supreme Court in the judgment wherein the plea by Election Commission of India against, let's say, Madras High Court observations and regarding the real-time reportage of the oral observations made by Madras High Court regarding the elections and The Election Commission of India being solely responsible for this present situation. Next, central government should review its resistance to exempting GST levied on oxygen concentrators imported for personal use, Delhi High Court observed. Okay. Along with that, the high powered committee which was formed on the directions of Supreme Court to decongest jails to prevent the spread of COVID-19 had made some recommendations, like there was need to release prisoners on interim bail for 90 days or 8-week parole in a view of allowing and threatening situation in the pandemic in Delhi. Okay. So, already let's say congested jails, they are actually threatening the life of the people. The committee has said that though they are, let's say, criminals, they have this fundamental right under Article 21, right to life. Okay. So, this is also important recommendation. You can be aware about this and have a follow up on this. Next, developments at international stage. Recently, Russian regulatory authority has authorized Sputnik Light, a single dose vaccine against COVID-19 for use. This Sputnik Light is the first component of the Sputnik 5 vaccine or Sputnik V vaccine that has been approved by over 60 countries including India. This has demonstrated 79.4% efficacy and the Sputnik V was 92% efficacy. Now, the France has joined the United States in supporting an easing of patent and other protections on COVID-19 vaccines that could help poorer countries get more doses and speed up the fight against the pandemic. Now, this is good development. The more important, let's say, EU countries, when they join such, let's say, band of countries to ease the patent regime under TRIPS agreement of WTO. Okay, this is very important. In last October, India along with South Africa had filed such petition before WTO for such easing of rules under TRIPS agreement of WTO. Now, China on 6th May 2021 cut off channel for diplomatic and trade related talks with Australia as a symbolic act of fury following clashes over wide range of issues including human rights and espionage and origins of COVID-19. So, yes, China-Australia relations are deteriorating in recent times and this is the follow-up to this particular development. Then, Taliban has captured Afghanistan's second biggest dam, Dahela Dam, after months of fierce fighting and its former bastion, the Kandahar. Okay, so again we know that there is withdrawal of US forces from Afghanistan and such kind of developments are happening in that backdrop, that Taliban is gaining more and more control over various territories of Afghanistan. Fine? Okay. So, lastly, some important captions and quotation. There was one article on page number 6, editorial page, though the complete article is not relevant to us, but that is related to communalism. In GS1 paper, there are, let's say, different philosophies and one of them is communalism. Okay, and yes, the article or the writer is relating that particular philosophy. In Ireland, there is conflict between the Northern Ireland and Republic of Ireland. The Northern Ireland is part of UK and Republic of Ireland is separate country. So, whatever the communal aspects are going on there and the communal clashes recently happened there, the writer is saying that in India, the state should be very cautious about such kind of communalism. So, in that article, we have found this statement very relevant. Peace is extraordinarily brittle entity and any functioning democracy must ensure a daily commitment to addressing communal issues with vigilance, tolerance and compromise. So, use this statement, very relevant statement in GS1 paper, society part, communalism. Then there is GS4 paper, ethics part, communal harmony in the country is very important. Okay. Lastly, unless people become citizens and not subject under that patrimonial rule. So yes, both statements are related to society, GS1 paper. Along with that, there can be essay topic on relevant issue here. Fine. So use these captions in your answers. Alright, so yes, these are the important articles from today's The Hindu newspaper. For further information on editorial discussion classes or ED classes, wherein in-depth analysis of mains related issues and articles is done by Ansari sir and team, you can contact Lukman IAS. Thank you.